A global economic warning. The world teeters on the edge of catastrophe. Debt is escalating, markets are trembling, currencies are plummeting, and banks are collapsing one after another. The world watches helplessly. Amid this turmoil, Trump emerges like a destructive hurricane, threatening to turn the global economic order upside down. Yet opposition stands in his way. From Washington to Beijing, London to Moscow and Berlin, taxes, sanctions, trade wars and financial conflicts are reshaping the global system, or rather, destroying it. Today, we discuss the ticking time. Bombs threatening the world economy, signaling an imminent explosion at any moment. This is not just a passing crisis. It is a fall into the abyss, possibly the greatest in human history. We must answer the critical question: how and why could 2025 be the year that changes everything? What you hear today may forever alter your view of the world. The moment of collapse is near. Imagine walking on a rotting wooden bridge over a deep canyon, hearing the creaking of broken planks beneath your feet, feeling the wind howling around you, knowing that a single misstep could be your last. This is exactly the state of the global economy today. We are not just facing a crisis, we are on the edge of the abyss itself. The world is engulfed in economic storms and financial fires threatening to consume everything. Debt is swelling like a bomb, dancing to the rhythm of collapse. Currencies are losing their value, and trade wars are tearing the global economy apart. And as if all this weren't enough, Trump's return to the political stage is exacerbating the crisis, pushing the world toward economic chaos. We are not dealing with a normal crisis, but an economic tsunami that could crush entire nations. Investors are fleeing like passengers, abandoning a sinking ship in the middle of the ocean. Is this just a temporary disturbance, or are we truly witnessing the final collapse of the global economy? Many factors are driving the current economic downfall. Let's start with Trump. His policies follow a philosophy of America first, the world be damned. His first-term trade war with China shattered international economic norms, imposing sanctions on major economies and withdrawing from global agreements. This disrupted the financial system, and its consequences persist today. With his controversial comeback, Trump is introducing even more radical policies, raising U.S. debt, dividing the country with aggressive economic decisions, canceling debts, imposing heavy tariffs on imports, disrupting global trade systems, and even pushing toward open economic wars that threaten global stability. Yet Trump is just one piece of this deadly puzzle. There are other ticking time bombs that could detonate the world economy at any moment. The global debt crisis. Are we on the brink of financial explosion? The global economy today is built on a massive mountain of debt, which is no longer sustainable. The total global debt has surpassed $300 trillion, an alarming figure that means governments, corporations, and even individuals are drowning in borrowing. The US alone holds over $34 trillion in debt and continues printing money while raising its debt ceiling. China, the world's second-largest economy, faces a domestic debt crisis threatening the collapse of its real estate sector and banking system. Meanwhile, Europe struggles with sovereign debt issues, high interest rates, and growing fiscal deficits. If this debt crisis explodes, financial markets will collapse, lending will cease, numerous countries will face economic bankruptcy, and the results will be catastrophic. Bank failures, job losses, hyperinflation, and widespread social unrest. The US-China trade war, a divided global economy. The world is now split into two economic camps: the Western Bloc, led by the US and Europe; the Eastern Bloc, led by China and Russia. This is no longer just economic competition, but a full-scale trade war threatening global stability. The US imposed harsh tariffs on Chinese imports, increasing production costs and placing heavy burdens on businesses and consumers. China retaliated with economic sanctions, forging new alliances with Russia, India, and others to reduce reliance on the American economy. Furthermore, artificial intelligence and semiconductor technology have become battlegrounds with the US, blocking China from accessing advanced technology. If this economic war persists, global supply chains will suffer severe disruptions, leading to product shortages, rising prices, and declining economic growth. The 2008 financial crisis was one of the most severe in modern history. But today, a more dangerous scenario is unfolding. In 2024, several major banks collapsed, including Silicon Valley Bank and Credit Suisse, raising fears about the stability of the financial system. This banking crisis has continued into 2025. High interest rates are making borrowing more expensive, leading to mass defaults. While some believe central bank digital currencies could be a solution, they also pose the risk of governments exerting unprecedented control over personal finances. TTU, failure of small and mid-sized banks today could trigger a domino effect, bringing down the entire banking system. A financial collapse means mass withdrawal of deposits, bankruptcies, loss of confidence in the global financial system, a severe global recession, food and water crises, a new era of scarcity. Natural resources are more limited than ever. Food and water security risks are escalating at an unprecedented rate. Water shortages are threatening agriculture in major countries like India, Pakistan and Egypt, impacting global food production. Wars and extreme weather conditions are driving up the prices of wheat and corn, making food more expensive worldwide. Large corporations monopolizing food supply chains further artificially inflate prices, leading to severe economic and social unrest, especially in developing countries. Climate disasters, an economic nightmare. The world is experiencing record-high temperatures and increasingly frequent natural disasters that directly impact economies. Wildfires destroy cities and infrastructure, costing the global economy billions of dollars annually. Droughts reduce agricultural output, exacerbating food crises. If left unaddressed, climate change could drain hundreds of billions of dollars from the global economy each year, wiping out entire industries. The fall of the US dollar. End of American dominance. For decades, the US dollar has been the world's dominant currency, but that dominance is now at risk. China, Russia, and even Gulf countries are shifting away from the dollar in global trade. The rise of digital currencies and central bank-issued alternatives pose a serious challenge to US economic supremacy. A weakened dollar means skyrocketing US inflation and financial market collapse. But make no mistake, America won't sink alone if this happens. AI and job losses, the rise of technological unemployment, artificial intelligence is advancing at a breathtaking pace, eliminating millions of jobs worldwide. From manufacturing to finance, medicine, and engineering, automation is replacing human workers at an unprecedented rate. Major corporations now invest in robots and AI instead of human employees. Governments are not prepared for this shift. Mass job losses will result in higher poverty rates, a collapsing labor market, massive social unrest, the era of economic uncertainty. We are living in an age filled with economic ticking time. Bombs, any one of them could explode at any moment. The real question is, can the world avoid these disasters, or are we heading toward an unavoidable global economic collapse?